Good evening, friends. It's Sunday evening, and we've been lounging. We have been enjoying our Sunday and getting some rest. But before I start my video and what we're having for tonight for dinner, I wanted to give a couple shout outs to a couple of my friends. First off, Sue. Sue sent me, hi Sue, some amazing spices I've never tried. So she sent me some umami, everything but the leftovers. I'm excited about that one. I'm going to try that one. Pumpkin pie spice. Of course, I've tried pumpkin pie spice, but I'm out. So that was nice. And then everything but the elote seasoning. So all these are fabulous because other than the pumpkin pie spice, I've never tried those. And I'm super excited to just try them. And she also sent me, and my daughter went insane when she saw this because she wants one. The Trader Joe's little bag, and inside of here is a little reusable bag for Trader Joe's. So Madison was super excited about that and said she was going to steal it from me. So Sue, thank you for sending me those goodies and always for supporting me. And also Alicia sent me 2 cooks. Hi, Alicia. She is in Georgia. She sent me these books. This is called Putting Food By. And I've already got stuff marked. This is like for canning and freezing and preserving food. And I've been enjoying reading this. And also she sent me this. It's called the Charleston Receipts. And I've already got things, pages. Look, I got it marked with a napkin of recipes. There was cooter soup. We had to look up what a cooter was, me and Madison. Evidently, it's a turtle. I started saying toodle. It's a turtle. So we will not be making cooter soup, but it was fun. I've been enjoying looking through that. So thanks again for those gifts, friends. I'm enjoying reading the cookbooks, and I've already got some things picked out that I'm going to cook. But I found this saying the other day, and I saved it so I could share it all with you, and I just thought it was so wonderful. It said, not all of us were made to cook. Some of us were only made to have conversations with the person cooking. So that's how I feel about all of you. Even if you don't make any of my recipes, I love that you come and you hang out with me. And that's the best part. That's what I enjoy. So with that being said, thank you, friends. Now pull up a seat. We're going to get busy. I'm going to rearrange and get things organized here a little bit better. And I'll be right back for what we're going to cook this afternoon. All right, friends, I think I got my kitchen organized here a little bit better so you can see what I've got going on. So today we are going to make roast beef hot shot casserole. Ooh-wee! Now, does it need to be a casserole? Absolutely not. Can you make it the old-fashioned way? Yes. But what's the fun in that? Because I love a good casserole. And my daughter says, Mom, not everything has to be a casserole. And I disagree. I love making things casseroles because it's the ease, the convenience, the quickness of it. Casseroles are everything. So anyway, I've got some chopped bread here. I chopped it earlier, and I'm going to put it into the bottom of my 9x13 because, you know, a hot shot has bread. So could I leave them whole? Sure, but I chopped them up because, you know, it's going to be easier to eat that way. So there we go. It was just some white bread. You could use any kind of white bread. This was white bread that I got from our bakery and our little grocery store. It was leftover. So I just chopped it up. I'm going to put it in the bottom of my 9x13. Now, I've got a pan here. I've got my electric skillet out for you. And I've got about 3 tablespoons of butter. We're going to make a brown gravy. And I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of flour. And since it's almost Halloween, I got out my witch spoon. We're going to stir this cauldron. We're going to make some gravy. Brock loves brown gravy. One of his favorites. So we're just going to give that, turn this down a little bit. I'm going to turn down my flour so it doesn't burn, but it browns. So I have my canned beef here that I canned. Now you can buy canned beef. I actually love canned beef. You can get it right in the grocery store, right by the canned chicken. They have canned chicken, canned turkey, canned pork. I actually love canned beef. Okay, so that, I just poured in a little bit of broth off of my canned beef. Now I'm going to add in, as you can see, this has gotten thick. I'm going to add in 1 can of French onion soup, okay? That's what we're going to make our gravy out of. It's going to be delicious. So I'm going to give this a stir. Go and get that thickened up. I I thought that French onion soup would make a fantastic gravy base. Change it up. All right, give this a stir. We'll give that a minute to get incorporated here. This is gonna be super fast. I mean, we are almost done and about ready to assemble. So now I'm gonna add a little bit, I'm gonna add some beef broth now. Now that that's been all incorporated, I'm gonna say about a cup of beef broth. You can make it as thin or as thick as you like your gravy. Okay. Now, because that soup is salty, I'm just gonna grab a spoon and I'm gonna see where I need to add my spices. All right, get a little taster here. We're gonna need a little bit of salt. Salt. We're gonna add a little bit of pepper. Now, you could totally use packet brown gravy. You could use a jar of brown gravy. It's fine, not a big deal. I also have got some of this everything but the leftover seasoning that Sue gave me. I'm gonna pop a little bit of that in there. Because why not? All right, there we go. Oh, that smells good. I'm gonna turn my heat down now a little bit on my electric skillet here. Had it up to about 300. Now my gravy's starting to get thick. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more beef broth. So I'm gonna say probably 2 cups of beef broth total, okay? Give that a stir. Then we're almost ready to assemble. Now, I love coleslaw with roast beef hot shots, but because of my diverticulitis, that's a no-go. So instead I made some of our fresh green beans. And we'll have cottage cheese. I always like cottage cheese with beef roast. It's something I always ate growing up. My grandma on Sundays after church, she'd make a beef roast. I would say, where's the cottage cheese? It would drive her crazy. All right. Our gravy's looking good. All right, so I'm gonna turn my heat off because we don't need it on any longer. So now we're going to assemble our casserole. And I don't know what I'm doing because I've never done this before. So here's what we're gonna do. So, I'm gonna get a little bit of a different spoon. That spoon's a little harder to scoop with. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the gravy and I'm gonna cover a little bit of that bread. It smells so good. It smells so good already. Okay, there we go. Just a little shot of gravy on that bread. Soften it up a little bit. Now comes the beef. This is the canned beef. I said you got leftover pot roast. You can buy some canned beef. We're gonna get that straight from the jar. I wasn't sure if 1 can was going to be enough, but this is going to be perfect because Brock and I are home alone. Madison is gone and Mason's gone. And I thought this would be the perfect dish to cook because they don't like beef roast. I don't understand it. Don't get it. Okay. Here we go. Got that all spread out. Can you see what's going on there? Now, I'm going to add just a tiny bit of salt to the beef. Okay. Now we're going to come in with more of that gravy right on top of our beef. Ooh, this smells so good. I'm hungry. I made us breakfast this morning. We haven't had anything else to eat. Okay. Got a good shot of gravy on there. Because what's a beef hot shot without gravy, correct? All right. So there we go. Now, I'm going to leave the rest of the gravy to add on afterwards if we'd like. So, I I've got it on simmer. Now, let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Next comes the best part, mashed taters. So, got our mashed potatoes. Now listen, I'm not gonna lie. These are instant. You can do what you want. It's a lazy Sunday. You can mash your own potatoes. You can do what you want. We're just gonna spread those right on top. Get some down here. I think this is the perfect dish. Comfort food for a cool Southern Ohio day. It's cool here. It's windy. It's cloudy. It calls for comfort food. Okay. Spread those out right on top. All right. That was the family size of mashed potatoes, so if you mash your own, you'll want enough to cover a 9x13, or you can reduce this to half. Okay, I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of pepper. I'm gonna get a little bit of paprika, just for a little bit of color, and it's yummy. A little bit of paprika, right. And then I'm gonna dollop it with just a tad of butter on top. Not much, just a little bit. There we go. Don't worry, I know I'm wiping it on the side of the thing, but this is going in my butter dish as soon as I'm done. Okay. There we go. Little dollops of butter. It's now going in the oven, 375, till everything hangs out and gets together. And I'll be right back to show you the finished product. I'm excited. Doesn't that look great? Okay, so while that casserole is in the oven, I've got it 375 in my toaster oven. I'm going to recap the recipe really quickly with you. So I started out with 4 to 5 slices of bread, cubed, cut up, and put into my 9x13 baking dish. I also made some gravy. Now you could totally buy canned gravy, the packet gravy. You'll probably want 2 or 3 cans and 2 or 3 packets because you want extra. How I made my gravy was 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 or 3 tablespoons of butter. You want equal parts butter, equal parts flour. So if you use 3 tablespoons of butter, use 3 tablespoons of flour, give that a quick stir. And then to that, I added the broth off of my canned beef. And I also added 1 can of French onion soup. And then I added a couple cups of beef broth to make my gravy, salt, pepper as needed. Or you can totally go get packaged gravy. You'll put a little bit of this on top of your bread. Add your beef. Now also I was thinking, Hormel makes like an already packaged up pot roast and gravy. You could totally use that. 1 or 2 packs of that. If you're in a hurry and you don't want to use the can or you don't have any canned beef, it's not a big deal. Grab one of those. They're just as good. Spread that on your bread. Then add more gravy, and then your mashed potatoes. However mashed potatoes you want to use. Like I said, today I used instant. You can make your own or use the Bob Evans that's already prepared, whatever kind you want. And then seasonings to your taste. Salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, whatever you would like. And I added a little bit of butter on top of those mashed potatoes. We're getting ready to take it out and we're getting ready to check it out. I'll be right back. So friends, the hot shot casseroles out of, and I know some of you call it Manhattans, but where I'm from, we call it a hot shot. If you went to a truck stop and they said a Manhattan, people be like, what are you talking about? It's a hot shot here. So anyway, we've got our hot shot casserole. Now, I could have stood and assembled all of these one by one, but what is the fun in that? Casserole's the way to go, friends. Serve a lot of people quickly and easily. Here we go. We're gonna get a scoop here on my plate. Look at that. You got those layers. It's like a beautiful hot shot lasagna. Go. I'm gonna add a little bit of gravy on top. That's what this extra's for. Give me another little scoop there. And look at that, friends. Hot shot casserole. Now here's where it gets the, this is where we got to find out if it's a winner. The taste test. 375 for about 15-20 minutes because everything was hot. Oh, friends, we have a winner. Delicious, perfect fall meal, quick and easy in your PJs. You'll definitely want to try this. Friends, once again, thanks for stopping by. I'm happy you're here. If you're new here, like and subscribe, hang out with us. We have lots of fun. We have lots of fun, friends. And once again, thanks Sue and Alicia for the great things you send me. I love you all. Make it some hot shot casserole.